Hello everyone and welcome back. In today's video, I'm sitting down with Sasha from the SpreadsheetWeb team to go over everything included in the new 1.0.6 release. And there's a lot to talk about. We're diving into the brand new SpreadsheetWebLookup formula, how it opens and compares to the older SpreadsheetWeb Database Connect, and what makes it easier to use. We'll also cover major improvements to SimpleDB, including support for database import, a new tool for fixing table name ranges, sizes, and updates that help bridge the gap between simple and complex databases. On top of that, there are some solid UX upgrades like autosaving on the settings page and global app input color options for quicker styling across your applications. And you'll have to watch until the end to hear what the team's planning for the next release, including some big updates aimed at making app creation even smoother. Let's get into it. I hear this new formula, the SpreadsheetWebLookup formula. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, absolutely. It'd be my pleasure. So the spreadsheet web lookup formula is a new formula in the system that's aim is to just get data from existing spreadsheet web applications into your current Excel file. So when you're executing the Excel file in like the application, you want to start pulling data from some other application. So let's say you have like a quoting app where users are going in and they're like configuring parts and like the result data and gives you some kind of calculations. Then afterwards, you have a second app where you want to like dashboard it. You can use the spreadsheet web lookup formula to go pull data from that app. You can pull single data, like specific data units and entries. You can pull full grids into the system. It uses the same kind of spillable functionality as dynamic arrays do in Excel and in spreadsheet web. So it's actually like very versatile.
That sounds a bit like the SpreadsheetWeb Database Connect formula. So what's the difference?
Very true. So they actually are pretty similar. The primary differences are that one, it's a lot easier to use. All you need is the application ID, the record ID, and then the target column or table that you're planning on pulling information from. It also works for both complex databases and simple databases. So you can get your data whether you're targeting one of your older, more legacy applications or one of your newly built applications. The other thing is that it does use the spillable formulas. So it actually allows you to push data into sections of the grid dynamically without having to account for every single cell in like a targeted name range, which is how the older formula used to look. And on top of that, the older formula required you to write your own queries. So you'd actually have to go into the system, write a query that like pulled information by record ID and edit ID and active, and you need to know all that information. It's a lot of stuff to know. So instead of that, you can actually just pull data directly knowing just those two pieces of information, just the application ID and the record ID.
It seems like some of the things we're missing were added this time around for SimpleDB. Is there anything else bridging the gap between simple and complex CV?
Yeah, so one of the other things that we had talked about with the last release that wasn't available yet for SimpleDB was database import. We're proud to announce that database import is officially supported for SimpleDB. Works very similarly to the existing apps. In fact, the files that you use when you download and you upload for simple versus complex database are identical. So the data structures are 100% compatible. And during that import, it's actually significantly easier than the existing import out there. So complex database has a lot of different bindings. You can go through every single column in the system, like make modifications. It does a lot of checking and double checking and ensuring that certain things are in the correct format. SimpleDB, it's a breeze. Like you basically just upload the file, it reads through the app and reads through, make sure that everything is consistent, and then effectively tells you all the information about like what data is going to get imported, how many records, how many entries per each table. And then effectively, it's just a one-click solution from there. You're just deciding whether you are importing on top of or appending, very similar to the existing one. On top of that, actually, we also added a new feature for the run, which allows you to run like kind of batch calculations in the system. This actually applies for both simple and complex databases. The goal of this new feature, it's called like fixing table sizes or fixing table named range sizes. And basically what happens is over the course of an application's life cycle, the app will have like table named ranges, input grids or output grids that start changing in structure. So users will add new columns, they'll add new rows, and that's natural and normal. But what sometimes happens is that those records become unreadable by new versions of the application because there's an inconsistency in the size. So this new feature actually allows you to batch run a bunch of your applications directly through and a bunch of your data records directly through, get processed and get resaved with the correct database sizes and without destroying any of the older data. So it becomes a new version of the record history for those records. And it allows you to open those apps in the newer version. So this is something that's been a long time coming. It's available now both for simple and complex databases.
That's awesome. So what else is coming in the 106 release?
Sure. We got a couple small things coming in. We've been working a lot on the UX. One thing that we've noticed that we've had a lot of kind of asks for is the auto-saving functionality on the settings page. So when you go into the settings, there's kind of a bunch of different options. You can select your color themes, do your Google Analytics keys, like select your input grid color, stuff like that. When users would go through all that trouble and then they would forget to press the little button all the way at the bottom of the page, the save button to actually commit it, they'd lose everything that they changed on that page. So we've actually updated that page now to autosave while you're populating those fields. So you should never lose anything on that page again. Additionally, we also added a new functionality there called app input colors, and that allows you to select an input color from our list of existing schemes. So you can select like the warning color, danger color, like the ones that are consistent with the Bootstrap theme, and it will apply to all of the controls in the UI. So you can also override input grid colors. We know that there's a bunch of color selections that you can do for the controls currently, but instead of having to go through every single one of them, you can select it in one place all the way at the global level.
Amazing. So is there anything else the team is planning on adding for the next release?
Yeah, so we've been working really, really hard on this new functionality that's going to be coming out with hopefully it'll be in the next release. Our goal right now, I won't mention too much about it specifically, but I'll say that our goal primarily has been to make entry into the system a lot smoother and easier. So right now, users come in with their application file, they upload it. Our automated app creation tool kind of tries to take care of a lot of that stuff for you. We're going to give you a little bit more flexibility and freedom in there and try to make it a little bit easier and clearer how you're getting through that process, and give you a lot of flexibility when it comes to kind of how you design and how the system will automatically build your applications. And our goal this time around is not just to affect new users coming into the system. So you don't have to be coming in with a brand new file in order for this to work, though it will be helpful in that case. For existing users who have existing apps out there, we're trying to get you so that you can update your application in Excel, upload it to the system, and get it right out the door as quickly as imaginably possible. So that's the goal with this new functionality. And hopefully you'll be hearing more about that in the next coming weeks.
Awesome. Thanks for meeting me, Sasha. It was very insightful to learn all about this.
Thank you so much, Dylan. Appreciate it as always.
That wraps it up for this look at what's new in the 1.0.6 release and a sneak peek at what's coming next. Big thanks to Sasha for walking us through all changes, from the new SpreadsheetWebLookup formula to streamlined database imports and improved UI tools. If you're working with SpreadsheetWeb, these updates are definitely going to make your life easier. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss future updates. And if you've got questions or want to see a demo of any of these features, drop a comment below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.